Hey y'all, welcome back to Squatch TV. On this episode, cleaning your grill and grill areas. No fun, right? Nobody likes cleaning stuff, especially the barbecue. You always get crazy dirty. Shout out to Mr. Peoples for giving me he gave me the order yesterday. Well, how come you ain't doing no cleaning video? Well, here we go. Numero uno, gloves. Gotta have gloves, right? So, a couple of things about gloves. These are my cleaning gloves, not my cooking gloves. My cooking gloves are black. We'll kind of dive away from cleaning a little bit from time to time, so just hang in there. So, with my regular black cooking gloves, and I ordered, I think they came in like a 16-pack at Coastal Farm and Ranch, these little white cotton gloves. And they're perfect. You put them on your hands first, then you put your black cooking gloves on. Then you can handle your steaming hot ribs, pork butt, brisket, whatever, right? Now, it's not going to protect you enough to grab your grills, your grates and stuff if they're super hot. But if they're only 200 degrees, you could get it out real quick, no problem. These serve a little bit of a purpose there. But I would suggest pot holders, but even better are heat-resistant gloves. I have a pair from Kitchen Ready. I'd show them to you, but they're actually in the washing machine from yesterday's cook. So that's the nice thing. You can wash them, and they're still good to go. So that's pretty neat. And then you can grab all your grates, firebox. So I grew up on charcoal and wood, so but once I have a pellet rig, I run into different little problems where I got to remove the firebox, and it's hotter than hell. And so different things. Same with the barrel house cooker. Sometimes you got to screw around with the charcoal down low, and you need a pair of heat-resistant gloves so you don't burn yourself or try to do it with spatulas or whatever. I mean, I've been known to do some crazy shit from time to time. So heat-resistant gloves is a huge one, too. More gloves than you need, right? I go to a big box store called... I don't know what it's called now. It was Cash and Carry. I don't know what it is anymore. But I buy boxes of black gloves. $100 in a box or something? And I think I buy 5 or 10 boxes and then just stash them, because they're handy. If you got to do a quick oil change or something, or when I mow the yard, I mostly wear the blue ones, but yeah, they're handy to have. Okay, so what next? I got 4 long tools. Well, I'd like to show you all of that. So let me see if I can... Hold on. Okay, before I actually do any cleaning, I'll show you some things that are handy to have in this whole battle against keeping stuff clean, right? So half the battle's in preparation. If you're prepared to get dirty, it's going to be easier to clean in the long run, right? Keep your pellets in a good, they don't have to be buckets. You can leave them in bags, but, keep them neat, orderly. Don't let moisture get to them, right? Pretty basic stuff. Some blue towels, some white towels, paper towels, right? You're always needing one, doing something, so handy to have those as well. Bucket head vacuum. Super handy, especially now that it's been a couple of years, but I'm a pellet owner now, or a couple pellet owners, and that works fantastic to get all the leftover dust and remnants from inside. That's my main smoker right there that I use the most, right? It also works really good, if you dump out the end, right? And then if you want to change pellets, it'll suck all the pellets out of there, put it in the bucket, and then you can dump it into into another bucket. But that also has a bucket or a pellet dump on the back. So that works good too. I got a little garbage can down there to catch them when I do it that way. Let's see, what else? See, I'm fortunate because I'm undercover for the most part. I mean, sometimes it'll get a little rainy or snowy on the back edge of that comes in, you know, but not very often. So I do have a cover over there, but that's exactly where it's sat for over a year now. So I don't use the cover because I'm undercover. But a cover, if you're outside, a cover's a must. If you don't have any kind of top, you know, yeah, you got to have that cover on there because you don't want to, and you probably ought to change out pellets too, you know, because you don't want them pellets, if they get soaked with any kind of water, mist, fog, any of that kind of stuff, humidity, it just gums up the works, man. You'll go through auger motors and all sorts of stuff. So you want to make sure you keep them pellets dry if you're a pellet smoker. Okay, what else? Good cutting boards, right? A couple of cutting. I got a white one behind my Bry's sign. There's another bamboo one there. Storage is a must. I got some different pellets in there. Hell, I don't even know what I got in here. Oh, some torch stuff, some high heat paint, scissors, sponges, blah, blah, blah. All sorts of stuff in there, right? Injectors, skewers. Yeah, all sorts of good stuff. So the stuff I use the most, scrapers, big time, brass brush. What do you call them? I forget. A pad, Scotch-Brite pad, there you go. Some steel wool, probably double-aught. And then we have this is a grill grate cleaner, right? And I don't know if you know how that works, but here, let me get, I can still show you, I guess, with that in there, but I'll pull it out. Now, while we're pulling that out, your pizza stone, you don't clean. So you just let it, scrape off the big chunks and then just let it keep darkening. That's how you do those. Don't clean them at all. Kind of like cast iron. But your grill grates down there, that's what this brush is for. It fits. See how it fits right down in there? And then you can brush out stuff that way. Works really good, super easy, right? So there's that one. Then I have my kitchen ready scraper, right? It's a little bit bigger. There's the grill grates one. And then here's the KitchenAid one, right? Plenty bigger. It's got a nice little scraper with the bar attachment. So let's show you how that runs. Pan, you always gotta have a pan, right? We'll talk about that in a minute too. Okay, so this scraper, I'm trying to get, you'll have to excuse my video part, but whatever. See that corner right there? I can't get my pinky up, right there. That corner, if you dive down in there and you kind of turn at an angle, right? You can scrape all that stuff off if you got a bunch of it. If you keep up on your grills, you won't have a bunch of it. So yesterday I cooked a brisket, like a 16-hour cook, I think. And that's what my top grates look like. Right? Not a big deal. So you could just take your kitchen ready. You just kind of go over it a little bit. And sometimes I'll come under here if there's a couple of little chunks. Right? Just kind of knock it off, right? You want it as clean as you want, right? The cleaner it is now, the easier it'll be to clean up later. So there's your KitchenAid brush. Works really good. Got a great scraper on the end of it. So that's a good brush to have. These are Char-Broil. There's some kind of silicone or plastic or something, right? They're not good for hot work. So your grill's got to be cold, but they do work super well. I'm surprised at how well they work on a cold grill. But there's a reason why also that everything comes off pretty easy. I'm dirtying up my grill, you bastard. Okay, so that's a good brush to have. So this was kind of gimmicky, I thought. Let me try to get in some light where you can see it here. This is, well, I couldn't tell you what it's called, what the name is, but you see it, right? See the little hook? That little hook, we come in here, that little hook goes right down on there. And I mean to tell you, I was amazed at how well it worked. The nice thing about this, you don't have to go underneath your grates. You can, here, I'm gonna try it left-handed here so I can get a better camera view. So if you go down here and you hook it on, right? You can just turn it over like so, and then push up a little bit, right? And there you got the bottom of your grill. Pretty neat, right? And it works phenomenally. I can't believe how well this little thing works. Sometimes them gimmicky things actually work. So I'll try to get the name of that. I know that Bry's in Marysville has them, but I know everybody doesn't live in Washington and go to Bry's. But it's handy. But I use all these tools. And I also use, so there's another, I have another, one of these charbroil brushes. Yeah, it's got a scraper. Freaking light's killing me. It's got a scraper on it. It's more of a wide brush, hook on the end. Works great for, I use this on my grills that are outdoors. You know, not with a roof covering. Okay, let's see how long we can make this video. Clorox wipes. I know you can't find them anymore. But when they are available, they're nice to have in your grilling area. So buy I think Costco usually sells them in a 3, 4, 5 pack, something like that. Simple Green spray, Simple Green wipes, orange hand cleaner. For those times when you don't wear gloves, which there always is, little orange hand cleaner go a long way, keep you from dirtying up your white windows or counters or any of that kind of thing, right? Phone. This is huge. Let's talk about preparation. Cooking spray, right? Cooking spray, all them grates. The grill grates, not the pizza stone, the grill grates, all your grates. See the sunshine? It's not good for cameras. Cooking spray, everything. That's why everything looks so clean. It doesn't look all gummed up. I cook heavy. The last couple of months, not so much, because I've been pretty depressed over the whole world thing, you know, but I'm getting back into it. And when there's no world pandemics, I cook 4 to 7 times a week. 4 minimum on these grills, mostly on this one. So I'm constantly out here cooking and trying to clean stuff too. So that cooking spray is huge. It's just a big deal. Foil is another huge one, especially in a pellet rig with a drip tray down there. See, I have that lined in here. Let's, I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so what else? These things here are also good for cleaning your oven thermometers, because after a couple of smokes, you can't read the numbers anymore, right? So that helps. And those things are pretty cheap too, but you can get a few uses out of them and still clean them like that. So that works good. Your drip, right? I use these little little buckets. You buy them down at Bry's or wherever the hell I bought them. I don't know. And they work good for inserts into the buckets. See them bucket back there? Okay, so those are handy. You can also use foil. They sell little foil buckets. And you could just use the stainless steel bucket itself. But it's much easier to dump it when you got something like this, right? Okay. A foil pan, right? Why the foil pan? Well, if I do most of it, so you got to remember, I don't have a family of 5 or 10 or whatever. Most of the time, it's just me eating. Sometimes the missus gets involved. Sometimes the kids are here. But most of the time, it's me and coming up with different dishes and stuff like that just because I enjoy cooking. So this thing works awesome. You know, put whatever you want on the top rack. It drips down onto here. And it keeps your grill clean. I mean, those things are awesome. I did that with my entire 16-hour brisket cook, and it was pretty greasy down in there if you watched my video. And so I just let hot water and dish soap soak in there, and done deal. So, yeah, works really, really good. Okay, so thermometers, I'm going to grab them and get them out of there. That one out of there. That one out of there. Okay, and then see this rack. This sunshine's gonna kill me. There, if I put my hand right there. What was I saying? Oh, the top rack is actually the rack they sell, GMG sells for their front rack. And I put on my own front rack there, or front shelf, excuse me. And then use that front, what they call a front shelf, I use to put in some L brackets. It works good. So we'll take that guy out of there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this all one-handed, but we're about to find out. Okay, so let's see. Let's get these grates out of here too. Bang them off before you take them out. And then also, if you want to clean those grates, you know, if they get a little bit too much, I'll take them out into the grass with the garden hose and one of them brushes and just brush it away like that. And then you can get really clean, right? But you can get most of it here. Okay, so that is foil-lined pan. I can't put you on the tripod, so I have to figure it out. We'll pull that guy out of there. Right? And since I'm lacking, and I'll just put it over here. Right about there. Okay? So that's just foil lined. I'm not going to pull the foil because I'm going to still use it. Why not, right? Here, I'll show you, see? Just a couple of layers of skinny foil. That way, all that grease and stuff goes onto here. And then if you get a bunch of grease, you know, if you're doing barbecued chicken or something like that, that produces a lot of grease, meatloaf, and you don't have an underpan, like we just talked about, then it all gets on that foil for the most part. You pull the foil and it's damn near clean, you know, a little wipe down, you're good to go. Grease fires. I'm not a fan of grease fires, especially if you have an overhead. You know, I see people, there's a lot of people building these things out on your grill area. And then I see their grills and I'm like, oh boy, that's a grease fire waiting to happen. And once you build something like this, that's the last thing you want's a fire, because it'll hit this, which is going to hit the house too, right? So anyway. So all I'll mostly do, I cleaned it obviously before my brisket cook. So I did 16 hours. So I do have some ash, right? not a ton. So I gotta remember where I'm at, all the way to the right. After a 16-hour cook, that's what she looks like. Still got some ash, right? Got some ash around. Not bad for 16-hour cook. So I will probably do one more cook on here, and then I'll vacuum it out. I know a lot of people aren't into cleaning that often. They say you don't need to, and it's not a need thing for me. It's not because I need to. It's because I like to keep things clean. In other words, I need to. So let's just take two things here. Brass brush, scraper. Scraper, I come down here, is almost all the area that I scrape is from here down. All this stuff up here, for the most part, I let go once, I don't know, maybe every 6 months even. I'll just kind of hit it real quick just to knock off any loosies. Oh, that sun is killing me. And the same with the underside of the lid, just to knock off any loose stuff, right? But most of it's down here because that's where your grease is going to go, and that's what's going to cause a grease fire, and that's what you don't want, right? So clean up the down low stuff underneath the grates where the grease drips out there. Your chimney hole is another. I cleaned that yesterday too. It was pretty dirty. It gets filled up pretty fast with the soot, right? Okay, so scraper is huge. Gets all that stuff, and then you use your bucket head to vacuum it out. Brass brush. That's your temperature sensor right here. And it should be shiny. It's not shiny right now. So I'll hit it with a brass brush a few times. Try to get the endo. And that's what, so you can use that brass brush. You can also use either of these two items. Steel wool, Scotch-Brite pad, you know, just to, there, see how it's shiny now? Now it's going to read. That's usually 95% of people's problems keeping temperatures is because that thing's dirty and it's not working properly. So keep that clean. As with everything else, keep it clean, they work properly. So that's it. Vacuum it out. It's good to go. Put everything back together. Now, hold on a second. I'll take up in a minute. Okay, so let's talk about cleaning other grills. Maybe I can turn you around, give you a little better view to look at. How's that? That's better, right? A little bit better. Yeah, I don't know what the hell you can see and what you can't. You don't need to look at me. You might as well look at that pretty flag. Cleaning other grills. Charcoal grills. It's pretty similar. Dump your ash. Same thing with the racks and stuff, you know. Those simple green wipes are super handy. When it comes to gas grills, boy, I struggled keeping my gas grills cleaned. And I always used to have a gas grill. Always had one. Used to buy expensive ones. But then I got to the point of, I realized it's such a pain in the ass to clean most gas grills. So I got to the point where I thought, screw it. Every 2 years, I'll buy a $200 gas grill and be happy with it. And I did that for probably 10 years until I got the setup I got now. I got a couple of dedicated charcoal rigs, and I got a couple of dedicated pellet rigs, as well as some other stuff. And I can do everything I want to do without a gas grill, which suits me just fine. Gas grills are a pain in the ass to clean, in my opinion. So, and I think the reason the pellet grill is so much easier, and even like my Char-Broil side firebox grill, I can put a foil pan underneath it, and it works out okay because that heat source isn't right there. You know, with a gas grill, you can't really do that. You know how you got those those triangle things that cover up the burners, right? You either got 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. I've seen people wrap those in foil. You know, you could keep a gas grill clean if you cleaned it every damn time, which, yeah, it just doesn't happen. Not as much for me anyway. So I quit buying gas grills. I'm not saying that I quit buying them just because cleaning them was a bitch, but I'm saying I quit buying them because cleaning them was a bitch. No, not really, but yeah, I mean, a little bit harder than everything else. So other than that, I really don't know what else to talk about with cleaning. Gloves are huge. A variety of brushes. And, God, damn hummingbird just landed on my neck. Scared the hell out of me. Yeah, a variety of brushes and a sponge or a Brillo pad or, I mean, you saw what I did to the pellet smoker, and I think that's pretty universal on all pellet smokers. Certain areas you want to keep super clean, and yeah, these hummingbirds are pissed. I got to get some food to them. It's amazing how much they drink every day. So I think that's all I got for you, you guys. Hopefully you learned a little something about cleaning. Things that you should buy. Here, so I cleaned my grill, right? When I changed the video. So I just wanted to show you. See how nice and clean my hands are? Right? Right? Nice and clean, right? For the most part. One pair of gloves. And one Simple Green wipe. And my grill over there is super clean again. I thought, well, Christ, if you got the vacuum out and everything's out, you might as well vacuum it out again, right? Why waste the opportunity? So when I switched views, I went ahead and cleaned it. 2 minutes. Just vacuumed it out real quick, hit it with the Simple Green pad, and it's good to go. So yeah, it's pretty easy if you keep on top of it. If you don't, you're going to have more of a hard time. So like I said, I know people that run the pellet grills and they only clean them once a year, and they run them pretty heavy, and it shows. And it surprises me that people don't have more grease fires, but there are a lot of grease fires that I see. So that's the biggest deal, right? Keep stuff stocked and handy so you're not getting ready. You know, how many times do you see on whatever website you're on or whatever Facebook group and somebody says, has anybody got any foil I can borrow, or anybody got some butcher paper or some pellets, or, you know, it's a holiday and you go out to do your stuff and you forget. So keep it like a little, keep an inventory of what's going on. Make sure you always got enough pellets. Which means if you're cooking a lot, I mean, 10 bags minimum to keep at the house, you know, so that's $100 investment, maybe a little more, but you're going to burn through them pretty quick. So it also helps, like when you do a big brisket cook or a pork butt or whatever you're doing that you wrap. Once you wrap it, quit using your pellets, throw it in the oven. You get absolutely no benefit by keeping it in the smoker if it's wrapped. So throw it in the oven. Save yourself the money of the pellets. The pellets are way more expensive than it is to run your oven. Yeah, the brushes, the hooks, scrapers are a big one. Yeah, I think you got it figured out, right? A pan underneath, that's a big one. Yeah, there you go. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments or shoot me a message or whatever. Be happy to answer them. Happy to help. Happy to spread the love of barbecue. Oh, there's that guy, Harry Sue. I can't remember what he says. Something along that. Spreading the love of food and barbecue or something like that. He's a good guy. If you ever get a chance to look at the YouTube, look up Harry Sue. He's a fella, I think he's out of Texas now. But he's won all sorts of competitions. If you're a competition guy, I'm not. But so he's done really well. And I think his company name is Slap Yo Daddy Barbecue or something real close to that. I love watching his videos. He's just got a common sense approach to things, and I dig that. You know, if something sucks, he says, well, that kind of sucks, you know? Kind of like what I did yesterday with the brisket. When I started trimming it, I was like, wow, this very little marbling in this brisket, so don't be surprised if it's dry by the time I'm done with it. But we did enough things to counteract that it turned out really good, so I was happy with that. One of those things was from Harry Sue, rehydrating the brisket with a little beef broth. That's who I stole that from. You don't think I just come up with these things out of my head, do you? It's years of research, years of experience, just cooking in general, inside, outside, baking, smoking, barbecuing, grilling, you name it. So the more experience you get, you'll figure out your ways. Everybody has their own ways of doing stuff, big time. So just keep at it and have fun. You're supposed to have fun, right? I think that's what we're supposed to do, and maybe get fat at the same time. Okay, y'all, that's enough. It must be a half hour, right, of cleaning. Who's going to watch this? Is anybody going to watch this? If you watched it, like it, share it. Give me a middle finger or something in the comments. I'll appreciate that very much. All right, y'all. Hey, it's Sunday around here. Sunday, I don't know, like the 8th or 9th of August, something like that. Gonna go visit my favorite farm today, Aldridge Farms. Go say hi to them, play with the goats and the cows and the chickens and all that garbage. Maybe steal some eggs. And then, yeah, we're gonna call it a day. So, I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. And as always, an even better tomorrow. Squatch out.